Let's start. Let's start with just getting the back to release. So, unless you're really happy sitting upright for the meditating, I would say just hop in right away into passive rest pose. So, heels are under the knees, feet are hip width apart. The shoulder blades are gently tucked under the back, but we're not pushing the shoulders. If they're really centered, really tender, just let them go. Your hands can rest on your chest, your elbows are closer to the body, and just feel the tops of the shoulders softening here. One other thing is to check the length of your neck. So, a lot of us have a tendency to our chin. So, just gently lengthening the neck is a nice way to release that tightness. When you lift the chin and you take your head and you carry your head forward of your body, it's kind of amazing how much pain that can generate all the way down the back. Remember that throughout this practice, you're going to listen to yourself before you listen to me. If anything feels too fast or just not right, back off, take a deep breath, and see if maybe an alternate would be better. Ultimately, this practice is for you. Allowing the eyes to close softly. Allow the face to soften, the eyes, the jaw in particular. That clenching in the jaw is another place where the tension can affect the whole body. Allow your belly to soften. And start to slowly lengthen your breath on a very relaxed 3-part breath, filling from the belly into the mid chest, into the upper chest. And on the exhale, softly pulling that belly button in towards the spine, releasing the rib cage back in and softening the upper chest back down. So there is a lot of movement when we breathe fully. This breath is essential. It is the basis for our health. When we breathe fully like this, we're getting as much oxygen into the body as we can, which means everything in the body can function optimally, especially the brain, which will take care of the body will take care of every other function first before the brain. So getting enough oxygen means that everything will get taken care of and there's enough left for your brain. The exhale, gently squeezing it out like you're emptying a tube of toothpaste. That CO2 is a waste product. The body doesn't need it. It's important to get rid of it. So, this complete breath, very valuable. Let's do about 3 more rounds. Keeping it relaxed. It doesn't need to be tense. You breathe as deeply as your body will let you. And with relaxation, you'll be able to go longer and deeper. Relaxing your effort with the exhale. After your last exhale, and bringing your awareness to either the center of your chest, the heart chakra, or the space between the eyebrows, the third eye, Ajna chakra. Take a moment to set your intention for your practice. The intention is simply something positive that you're would like to grow in your life. Stated in the present tense, it could be something like, I am connected to my breath. I'm connected to source. I am listening to my body. I am honoring my body. It can really be anything you want it to be. So take a moment and for your practice today, perhaps set an intention. From there, if you're seated upright, slowly make your way into passive rest pose. Feet are hip width apart. Maybe extra cushions underneath you if you know that your back is sensitive, an extra blanket, or I use 2 mats. If your hands are on your chest, just gently bring them alongside the body. Bring your awareness to your pelvis. That hip joint where your thigh meets your hip, the acetabulum, you're going to want to start to feel as if that joint is releasing toward the floor. So you're sinking both hips with your breath, with your intention toward the floor. What can help with this is as you breathe, breathe past the belly and breathe all the way into the pelvic floor. On the exhale, as it releases, feel it sinking even deeper, the hips, the sacrum, sinking onto the floor. And we'll do that for just a couple more breaths. We're helping to release the psoas, that muscle that is sympathetically innervated with stress, that can pull on our back. And take our body out of alignment. Now, keeping your pelvis just the way it is, slowly start to bring your right leg forward. The minute your pelvis starts to tilt, you're going to stop and back up and bring it back to where it was. So you're just kind of sliding that right foot along. You can press into your left foot a little bit. The pelvis is not going to move. So maybe you don't get the leg fully straight. Maybe it only goes halfway there. That's fine. Keep asking those hips to soften and sink toward the floor. You're going to feel more of a release in the right hip. If you get the leg out straight, fine. Just keep softening. Keep breathing all the way down to your pelvis. 3 more breaths here. Nice. On your next exhale, draw your low belly in and slowly, without gripping, drag that right foot back and place it flat on the floor. Sink, let go again. You may notice the more attention you pay to your pelvis, you might notice that it's not an area we normally pay attention to, and that there is this gripping that happens subconsciously. We're not intending to do it, but it does tend to clench up when we try to do anything. When you're ready, keep your breath soft, relaxed, and slowly start to take that left foot further and further away without letting your pelvis tilt. It doesn't matter where your pelvis is when you're in passive rest pose. It doesn't have to be tucked back. It wants to be neutral. Just keep it in whatever place it is as that left leg goes out. Keep breathing. If you find it's starting to grip, soften. Don't go any further. Take a breath there. All your awareness is on your hips, in particular that left hip, as that psoas gets straightened because it's S-shaped and normally more like a spring, it's closer together. You're going to be stretching it as you take that leg straighter and straighter. If it's very tight, when you straighten your leg, your pelvis is going to tilt forward, and that's what we're trying to avoid. So you may have to keep it more bent. Maybe one leg's different than the other. One leg maybe can go straight, the other maybe can't. All the way to the pelvic floor with your breath. Soften that jaw. 3 more breaths. On your next exhale, draw that low belly in and slowly bring that left foot back so that it's next to the right. Nicely done. A nice one for releasing our upper back as well is bridges. This can stretch the psoas, but also with our arms, it can help to release tension in the neck, in the shoulders. It's all in how we do it though. So check that your neck is long, maybe taking your hands to the base of the skull and drawing them back. The feet, I'm wearing socks because they're yoga socks and they've got grips, but you may want to take your socks off so that you can really feel your feet on the mat and press into all 4 corners of the foot evenly. The heels can come a little closer to the buttocks. Sometimes that feels good. And we're going to do one arm at a time and then both together. So when you're ready, start the inhale first and then slowly lifting up from the tailbone first. So there's actually a tucking happening. Lift vertebrae by vertebrae while reaching the right arm up and maybe to the floor behind you, but there's a softness in that right arm. Exhale slowly from the top of the chest. We're going all the way down, but the belly pulls in first. All the way down, lowering the arm until the tailbone and the hand touch at exactly the same time. Pause for a moment. And then notice the right arm. And when you're ready, see if you can do the same thing with the left. Starting your inhale first, and then lifting up that left arm as the hips go up. Maybe getting it all the way behind, but if the shoulder has any pain, it's telling you don't do that. So don't force it. The exhale happens and there's a slow lowering down and a complete emptying. Take a moment once the left arm goes down. And then when you're ready, come into both arms together. So we're doing this very slowly. See how it feels adjusting the position of your hands. Sometimes having the palms face each other might help if there's some tightness in the shoulder. Good breathing. As we do these bridges, let's do a couple more. We're going super slow and the arms are very relaxed. We want the knees to stay parallel to each other and not splay out. And make sure the breath isn't being held. Last one. Nicely done. On your next exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Take a breath here in passive rest pose. Scan your body from your shoulders to your hips. Do you notice any differences? They're going to be quite subtle. Remember your intention. And then slowly in your own time, draw both knees into the chest. Maybe it's one at a time. Sound is always good. Sighing. And then a nice one to lubricate that hip joint, hands on the knees. We're going to inhale, take the knees out wide. Exhale, knees come together. We pull the belly in and we draw them into the chest. Inhale, opening out wide. Exhale, pull that belly in and draw them in. One more. They're away from each other and then they're back together. And then the other direction. Inhale as the knees are pushed away from each other, but they're together. Exhale, we open them out wide and draw them in close to the body to complete the exhale, hugging them in. Inhale, pushing them away from us, straight. Exhale out wide, away from each other, hands stay glued to the legs, and then hugging them in close. One last time. Excellent for lubricating the hip joint. And really, lubricating our joints is one of the main basic things we can do for our bodies to keep them healthy and working. So from here, we're going to slowly take the feet down to the mat. Reach for a block or a cushion if you don't have a block. A rolled up yoga mat would work as well. Something a little bit firm though. You don't want it to be too soft. Press into the feet. Inhale as the hips lift and place this block or cushion under the sacrum. Drawing the low belly in firmly, start to take one knee into your chest and then the other knee into your chest. You want to feel your pelvis tilting back forward a little bit towards you. And then once you feel stable here, inhale and slowly stretch the legs up. You're going to point the toes away from you, gripping with those toes, so really clenching them. And then spread the toes wide as you draw the toes back towards your face. So flexing and pointing, gripping, flexing, drawing them back. Do that a couple more times. Breathe. Nice. Then, big breath. Circle the ankles. So your feet probably have to go a little wider. If it's bothering you to keep your legs straight, then just bend your knees. And if it's bothering you to be up on the cushion, remove it. Listen to your body. It's telling you these things for a reason. And then go the other way. We're just circling the ankle. I know it's tempting to circle the whole leg, but really the legs are staying still and it's just the foot that's moving. And this is hard, especially if you don't do it regularly. This is really hard. It's kind of funny how hard it is. And then release that circling. Release your arms alongside the body. Soften the face. See if you can get your legs straight. Draw the toes back towards you and squeeze the inner thighs towards each other. If the legs won't go straight, then bend your knees, but do the same thing, drawing the toes back, squeezing the inner thighs. Reach the arms up. Keep your shoulders on the floor. So don't reach up with those shoulders. Keep the shoulder blades flat. So the hands are reaching up as well. And then, as if you've got kittens in your palms, you're going to push your wrists up towards the ceiling with your palms up. Sleeping tiger. So everything is active here. Your heels are pushing away, the heels of your wrists are pushing away. You're breathing, but your shoulders are integrated on the mat. The neck is long for 3, 2, 1. Nicely done. Release as you circle your wrists, circle your ankles again, one way, the other way. And then draw those knees back into the chest. Rock a little bit side to side. And then pulling that low belly in firmly, take one foot to the mat and then the other foot to the mat. Knees are bent. And then from here, this can very gently help to release the psoas as well. So feel your hips sinking onto the floor. And if the cushion under you isn't comfortable, just do the same pose we began with, passive rest pose. And then when you're ready, slowly start to stretch your right leg out. Keep relaxing your hips. Keep asking that psoas that goes from your thigh, the inside of the thigh, through the hips and attaches to your spine. Keep asking it to soften. Stretch your right leg as straight as it's willing to go without tilting your pelvis. And breathe all the way to your pelvic floor, especially that right hip, for 2 more breaths. Drawing the low belly in, slowly take that right foot back. Take a moment. And when you're ready, take that left leg straight. Go slow. Don't let the pelvis tilt forward. And slowly, once it's straight, take a breath here. Let the hips sink. If you're comfortable here, you may want to try stretching the right leg out as well. Both legs straight. If you're still comfortable here, you may want to try reaching the arms out wide and overhead. Keep your breath going all the way to the pelvis. If it's not comfortable, bend your knees, listen to the body. The practice is getting the hips to relax. So if it's causing tension, it's not relaxing. So you need to figure out which way it's going to work for you to get the relaxation. It will be different for all of us. 2 more breaths. Slowly on the exhale, bringing the arms down, pulling the belly in, taking that left foot in, that right foot in, pressing into the feet, lifting up the hips, removing the block, and slowly lowering down into passive rest pose. Hands can rest on the chest, elbows in towards the body, close the eyes. Remember your intention. Rolling to your side, making a pillow with your arm, closing the eyes and relaxing here completely. Let your face soften, your jaw soften, the belly. And then being very gentle with the movement, slowly press into the top hand, kick the top leg back. Inhale, slowly moving up and making our way to all fours. Blanket under the knees can be nice. Inhaling here, exhaling, let's take a resting pose. You can take it wide-kneed child's pose, taking the knees a bit wider, big toes touching, sinking the chest to the thighs, the hips to the heels. The arms can reach out, the forehead to the mat. Now, if you've got any pinching in your shoulder, you're not going to want to reach forward. That's going to create more pinching. So open the elbows wider. Maybe stack the fists under the forehead. You want to feel like your whole spine is lengthening here. It doesn't matter whether you're doing a puppy dog pose with the hips higher or whether you're in a full child's pose. What matters is your awareness and what you're intending to do. So intending to lengthen that spine from the tailbone all the way to the base of the skull. Good. One more breath. Nicely done. Inhaling and slowly coming up to all fours. Fingers spread wide, shoulders over the wrists. Draw that low belly in, knees under the hips. Inhale for a gentle arching of the back. Draw the shoulders back. Exhale, pull the low belly in even more as you round the spine towards the ceiling. Inhale, let the belly sink towards the floor as the back arches. Exhale, rounding the spine up high into the sky as you pull that belly in. One more time. Nicely done. Slowly from here, we're going to come all the way up onto the knees. So make sure you're comfortable. Get even more cushions if you're not. Coming all the way up. Reach the arms out wide as you inhale, palms face each other. We're all the way on the knees. The palms are facing each other. Nice. Now on the exhale, we're going to slowly open the arms out wide. Bring the chest towards the thighs first and then the hips towards the heels. The hands can stack on the low back, the sacrum, and maybe the forehead comes to the mat. It doesn't have to. Inhale, sweep the arms out wide, reach up and feel your upper back getting straight and flat. So we're looking forward, reaching up with the crown of the head. Exhale, slowly coming back down. Good. It's simple, but it's helping to open up our back, our upper back in particular. Let's do two more. So inhale slowly. That's it. We're coming straight up, looking forward. Exhale, palms down, belly to the thighs, hands stacked to the low back, palms are up. Inhale slowly. Last one, reach up. Good breathing. Exhale, slowly come all the way down, back to a resting pose. Release the hands from the low back. Take 3 breaths. Maybe it's a puppy dog pose, the hips higher. Let that go. Take a moment and remember your intention. On your next inhale, slowly coming up to all fours. Coming into the spinal walk. Excellent for strengthening the core, without crunching, which can work all the wrong muscles. So draw that low belly in so that you feel like your back is in one straight line. There's a slight curve in the low back. That's it. And then from here, you can just do the legs if it's too much to add the arms. And if your wrists aren't happy, a blanket under the heels of the hands can help, or doing gorilla fists, where the fingers are pointing inward. On your next inhale, take the right arm and the left leg straight away from the body. Activate your foot, so push your heel away from you. If you have pain in your back, arm out to the side. Take another breath here. Hold, pull that low belly in. Nice. Now exhale, and slowly on your exhale, take your hands and knee down at the same time. With control, inhale, reaching the right leg and the left arm straight out. Push your heel away. Really reach with the fingertips, palm faces in. Stay here for another breath. Pull that low belly in a little bit more. And then as you exhale, slowly take the knee and hand down at the same time. With control, one more round. Inhale, reaching out, holding here. On the next exhale, slowly take it down. So when you hold, you're breathing. Good. Other side. Pull that low belly in even more than you think. Inhale, reach, hold. On the exhale, slowly come back down. Nicely done. In your own time, make your way all the way down to the belly. Stacking the hands under the forehead. Sighing. Let that go. Big belly breaths. Remember your intention. On the next inhale, we're going to slowly push up into our Sphinx pose. Elbows under the shoulders or ahead of them. Shoulder blades gently down the back. If your shoulders are really tight, using your muscles for your arms here may be too much. So reach for a blanket or a cushion and put it under your chest to give you that little extra bit of support. Just that little bit can make it so that you don't create tension in the shoulders. Inhale here. The feet are as wide as the mat. That can help with your back. And if there's pain in the back, remember you can pull that belly in, squeeze the buttocks, or get even lower. On your next exhale breath, draw the chin to the chest. Inhale up to the right shoulder. Exhale back down. Inhale left shoulder. Exhale back down. Keep going side to side unless you know your neck is completely safe. You're welcome to do a full circle one way. Breathing. And a full circle the other way. Inhaling, lengthening the back again, looking forward and down. 3 breaths. On your next exhale, opening the elbows wide, stacking the hands under the forehead, waving the feet in the air, letting that go. Bringing the feet back down so that they're hip width apart. This is a nice one for helping to open the upper back. Turning with the head to the right, bring your hands to your low back. Do this as best as you can and feel free to modify if it's not working for you. On the inhale, We're going to reach the arms forward, lift the head and chest. Stay up with the exhale, bend the elbows, drawing the hands back. Inhale, reach forward again, lengthen. Exhale, turn your head to the other direction, stacking your hands on the low back. Take a breath. Let's do that one more time. So we inhale, reach forward, lift the head and chest. Exhale, bend the elbows, lift the heart a little more. Good. Inhale, reach forward again. Exhale, open out wide, turn your head the other way, let that go. Whew, well done. Bringing your hands so that they're just under the shoulders. From here, on our next inhale, we're going to slowly draw the shoulder blades down the back, come up with the head and chest, lift the legs up and open them out wide. We're not pressing into the hands, they're just fingers under the shoulders. Exhale, draw the feet together, bring your knees closer, bring them internally, that can help. Inhale, open out wide again. And then exhale, slowly bring the feet down as you turn your head to the left. Right cheek on the mat. Take a breath. Inhale, lifting the head and chest and the legs, opening them wide. Exhale, bringing the legs together, staying up. Inhale, opening them out wide again. And then exhale, bringing them together as you turn your head to the right. Whew, let that go. Wiggle. Bring the hands under the forehead. Find that belly breath, sigh, make some noise. Take 3 long breaths here. Tune into what you're feeling. On your next exhale, we're going to bring the hands under the shoulders. And then slowly push up to all fours, sinking the hips back into child's pose. Whatever is good for you in child's pose, taking a breath here. Inhale, coming up to all fours. Remember to use that blanket. Exhaling, we're going to walk our hands towards the left to start. You're in all fours, walking the hands to the left. Bend your left elbow so that your forearm is under your forehead, and then slowly lower your head down to your left arm. You can walk the right fingertips further away and bring your right chest toward the floor. If your shoulder is feeling anything pinchy, open it out wider, bend the elbow, and bring it closer to the body, and that can help. So the right hip is sinking back, the right shoulder is drawing down, and you're breathing into the right side of the rib cage. Keep your low belly engaged so that we don't overarch that lower back. One more breath. Inhaling, slowly coming back to center, lifting up, straightening. Exhale, slowly walking to the right. Bending that right elbow, forearm is under your forehead, reaching that left arm out or to the side, bending that elbow, whatever you need to do to take care of your body. The low belly hugs in, and we're getting a stretch for the left side of the body. Ask the shoulder to soften, bring the left side of the chest toward the floor even more. Relax the jaw. In your own time, coming back to center, inhaling, coming up, straightening the arms, walking back to center. Exhaling, sinking back into your resting pose. Maybe the hands want to go by the feet so you can round your shoulders. 2 more breaths. Sigh. In your own time, we're going to make our way to downward dog. If the shoulders are very tight, try dolphin instead. It's safer for the shoulder joint, especially if there's an injury present. So coming to all fours, inhaling here, dolphin would be onto your forearms. Exhaling slowly, lifting up those hips, keeping your knees bent, and coming into a bent knee downward dog. Hollowing out the armpits, bending one knee and then the other. Sighing. Let that go. When you feel complete, when you've had a downward dog that's right for you, then slowly you can walk your hands to your feet or your feet to your hands and come into a forward fold. If you have any injuries in your spine, it's probably safer to do a half forward fold with your back flat and your elbows on your knees. Otherwise, the decompression that you get if you do the full forward fold can be really nice for tightness in the back. Letting the head go, maybe swinging one elbow, then the other, breathing here. Pull your belly in a little more, bring your weight more towards the balls of the feet to really feel that release. And in your own time, when you feel complete here, pull that belly in deeper. Inhale, sweep the arms wide, reach up, look up. Exhale, release. Coming into our Tadasana, stabilizing. The feet are hip width apart. We're imagining maybe we're using a block, maybe not, but we're squeezing those inner thighs back while we also are drawing that pit of the abdomen below the belly button in and up the back. So everything is hugging in here, stabilizing our pelvis. The shoulders are broad. We're not pushing them down. And the back of the palate, so the back of the throat, is going towards the back of the room. And then the base of the skull, just at your hairline, is lifting up. Palms face forward, close the eyes. Can you feel your whole body at once here? As you breathe, can you feel that there's a wonderful expansion on that inhale and a gentle softening on the exhale? Remember your intention. Let the palms face the thighs. Make sure your legs are comfortable, either slightly bent or maybe a little wider. Inhale, lift the chin if your neck's okay with that. Exhale, draw the chin to the chest. Keep the shoulders right where they are and pay attention to what you're feeling in the neck and shoulders as you do this. 2 more. Inhale, chin lifts, stretching the throat. Exhale, chin tucks, stretching the back of the shoulders, the neck. 1 more. Inhaling, coming to neutral. Exhale, turning the head to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, turning the head to the left. 1 more time. Use your breath. Relax those shoulders even more. Sometimes wiggling them can really help release the tension. Just the more you go into the body, the more you may notice It grips a lot. Inhale back to center. And then on the next exhale, we're going to slowly tilt the right ear towards the right shoulder. So this is actually going to be stretching the left side of the neck. So let your left arm get even heavier. Watch for trying to lift up the right shoulder too. Let the shoulders stay relaxed. And then turn your chin as you exhale towards your collarbone. And as you inhale, lifting it up. So you're tilted to the right, but just moving your chin down as you exhale, up a little as you inhale. And then find the right place to hold. From there, maybe walk your left fingertips out a few inches, not more than 6 usually. The right hand can gently rest on the head. Breathe. Breathe and send your exhale down that left shoulder, encouraging it to let go. 2 more. When you're ready, inhaling to slowly release the hand. Lower down, the head comes up. Take a moment. If your body is feeling tight, wiggle a little. Lift up the legs. Maybe do a little twist. Very relaxed. This is so good when you move. You want to have your arms swinging. So when you walk, work on that nice swing. Very good for just releasing tightness all over the body. Come back to your standing posture. Low belly is engaged, knees are soft, shoulders are broad, palate is back. Inhale here, exhale left ear towards the left shoulder. Now watch, your shoulders probably lifted up a little bit. It's subtle. Ask them to soften. Let your right arm get very heavy. That's where the stretch is now. Exhale, bring the chin towards the collarbone. Inhale, lift the head up. Keep going. Use the breath, always moving with the breath. It can really help with preventing injuries. Always have the breath coming first. And then find a position that you're getting the appropriate stretch for your right shoulder. Try walking your right fingertips out a little on the air till you get a little deeper stretch. And if you need more, just rest your left hand on your head. No force, just rest it there. Now send your breath down the right side of the neck. When you're ready, very slowly inhaling to release your hand from the head, lower the arms down and bring the head up. Take the stance wider again and do a little bit of spinning, sighing with a ha sound. Ha, 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 ha. Nice and slowly, slowly, slowly come of that out of that, reaching for the pelvis, feet are wider, and just a gentle circling for your pelvis. Find your breath and see how deep is your breath. Get it deeper. Go the other way. If you have chronic low back pain, you're always going to have to be careful about that deep core staying engaged. We always should have our deep core engaged when we're moving, but it's imperative if you get pain that goes into your low back. It's like wearing a back brace all the time when you engage your core. You're keeping yourself safe. Let's take our hands to our hips again and open the feet wider, releasing those circles. Excellent one for the spine is triangle. Left toes point towards the front of the mat. Right toes come in slightly. Your front heel can bisect your back heel or the arch or whatever feels right. Watch that front knee. It's going to want to turn in. Make sure that the knee is tracking towards the second and third toe. The heart is opening, so your shoulders are facing towards the side. Inhale here, exhale. Just slide your left hand down your leg. Lengthen the left side of the body as you do this. You might need to bend your front knee slightly to keep your knees safe. The right hand can either slide down the back of the hand to the back, and lift the heart a little bit more, staying here, or maybe inhaling, reaching the arm up, palm faces away from you, turning your head to look up at the thumb, but make sure your neck isn't straining. So maybe down is better. Now, once you're here, ground the outside edge of that back foot, especially the heel, and see if you can keep your arch lifted. Lift the heart a little more while you draw that front hip back slightly to feel that opening in the pelvis, in the chest. What are you feeling? The legs are solid, the upper body is soft and reaching. 2 more breaths. Low belly is strong. Bend the front knee. Inhale, open out to warrior 2. Exhale, hands to the hips. Core, core, core. Turn those left toes in. Feet are parallel. Inhale, lifting the heart here. Exhale, forward fold, bending the knees, sliding the hands down your legs. Half forward fold for back injuries, full forward fold if it's safe. All the way down to the legs. You can reach for the outside of the legs. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale to gently fold the top of the head towards the floor. You can do that a few times. The inhale is where the lengthening happens. The exhale is where the folding happens. Or stay halfway if you need to for 3. Breathe. 2. Watch those shoulders. They're going to go towards the ears. Keep them broad. 1. Bend the knees a little deeper and then inhale, slowly coming all the way up. Palms up. Press into those feet. Core, core, core. Pull that belly in. Reach up. Exhale, open out wide. Nice job. Hands to the hips again. Circle those shoulders. If ever tightness happens, this is just such a good one to just release. Circle the other way. Horse lips. Hands to those hips. Right toes come towards the back of the mat. Left toes in slightly. Kneecaps lifted or slightly bent. Check the alignment of your knees towards those second and third toes. Right hand, we're going to inhale, lift up, right hand, exhale, slide it down the leg. Come to a comfortable place, lengthen that right side of the body. So lift the heart, good. And then from here, maybe take the back of the left hand behind the back, working with opening that top shoulder. You can look up here, or if you want to go deeper, maybe reach the arm up. But the shoulder will tell you if it's not appropriate. Work on really squeezing those legs in towards each other and grounding the outside edge of your back heel, lifting the heart. Good. Squeeze. 2 more breaths. 1. Good. Listen to your body. I love it. Looking down, bend your front knee and inhale, slowly coming out to warrior 2. Exhale, slowly floating the hands back to the hips. Bringing those right toes in, then the heels in, all the way in, and then shaking it out a little bit. Okay. One hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Close the eyes. Find the breath. Feel it moving in the body. Can you get a little taller? Can the shoulders broaden? Remember your intention. Blinking the eyes open, taking the hands to the hips, Tree pose, imperative that we really keep that standing leg solid. Let's pour the weight onto the right leg and just lift the left heel. So squeeze all the muscles in the right leg. You might notice that if you don't ask them to engage, they actually just kind of flop out. So keep hugging in and lifting up that pelvic floor so that you feel all that engagement. From there, finding that one point to focus, maybe just open the knee out, bringing your heel to the ankle or your foot to the calf, or avoiding your knee, you can take your foot to the thigh using your hand to help. Listen to your body, find the appropriate edge. Hands might come to heart center. Low belly stays strong. Right leg is super solid. Maybe reaching up and opening the arms out. Smile. 3, 2, 1. Come out in your own time when you feel complete. Shake out that standing leg. Close the eyes again. Let it go. Just find your breath. Lengthen it all the way down. Taking a little more time for the inhale, a little more time for the exhale. Blinking the eyes open. Lifting the right heel so the weight goes onto the left leg. And then squeezing, really squeezing that left leg, hugging the muscles around the bone so that that hip is very solid. If we don't, we can create injuries. It's not what it looks like, it's what it feels like. Like, are we really engaging? Now bring your right heel to the ankle and maybe open the knee out. You can stop there, or the calf, or maybe all the way to the thigh. Find the place where you're getting a challenge. Maybe the hands come to heart center, core. Breathe. Maybe reach up. Work with where you're at. Keep squeezing. Draw that left hip in more than you think. Squeeze it in and then coming out in your own time when you're complete. Squeeze. I don't want the hip jutting out to the side. That's where the injury happens for the pelvis. Good job. Let it go. Woo. Shake that out. Nicely done. Okay, standing at the top of the mat again. Softening those knees, bringing your fingers up your back so the palms face the back and the fingers point up to get a stretch for the wrists. Breathe. Draw the elbows gently towards each other. When you're ready, slowly release your hands from behind the back and inhale. Sweep them all the way up, looking up. Exhale, open them out wide, bend the knees and forward fold. Inhale, slide the hands halfway up the back, flattening the back, lifting the heart. Keep the knees bent though. Exhale, fold again. Squeeze those legs, they're really working. Inhale, slide up halfway. Exhale, fold, reach for the mat and walk your feet back into your downward dog or whatever is safe for you. Watch for the shoulders going towards the ears. So we want them to be broad. We want the armpits to be hollowed out and the knees to be bent so the hips can go higher. Eventually, you might be able to straighten the legs. It really depends on the hamstrings. Find your variation of downward dog and breathe here. Make sure there's weight at the base of the index finger and the base of the thumb too. It's common for the weight to go to the outside, which can hurt the shoulders. Keep breathing. Remember, any pain, don't stay there, lower down. And when you feel complete, we're going to come into a plank. So inhale and shift the weight forward. You can lower down to the knees to make this more accessible, or keep the legs straight. Press into the hands and fill the space between the shoulder blades. Push the heels back behind you and breathe here for 3, or with the knees down, 2, 1. Nicely done. Slowly lower the knees and sink back into a child's pose, a puppy dog pose, and find what's appropriate for your arms. Maybe it's alongside you, maybe it's under the head, or maybe you're lying all the way flat. Close the eyes. Notice how fast your breath is. See if you can double the length. So really take your time. In and out through the nose. Remembering your intention. Inhaling and slowly coming back up to all fours. Coming into puppy dog, bringing your forearms to the mat, maybe something under the chest, and then see if you can bring your forehead to the mat. Your elbows are going to need to go wider if the shoulders are very tight. Eventually, the arms can start to reach forward without the elbows on the floor, and the hollowing out of the armpits happens to really melt the heart. This can be great for releasing tension in the upper back and the space between the shoulder blades, but also for frozen shoulder, this can really help improving mobility in the shoulders. But it will not happen with force. So if anything feels pinchy, then that means that it's too sharp. That's inflammation, right? So bend your elbows more, soften, maybe just do a child's pose. Let's stay here for about 3 more lengthened breaths. In your own time, inhale up to all fours. You might want to wiggle a little bit, circular cat-cow, circling the head, the hips, one way then the other. And then coming to seated with the legs stretched out in front of you. If you have something to sit on, you can use a blanket or you can roll up the edge of your mat. Having the hips higher can really help. Forward folds, not great for every back, but for a lot of backs, they really need it. We're going to take the right knee, bend it, place the right foot on the mat, and then open the knee out to the side, bringing the right heel as close to the groin as possible. If you have SI dysfunction, sometimes this one is not great for that. So you can try taking your right foot more at the calf, and that can help with the pelvis not going too out of it. If your right knee is lifted, be sure to put a cushion under it. We want to curve in the low back. So if you feel like you're leaning back at all, you just need to get higher and the curve will come and you will be able to do this. It might be that you don't fold, but you'll be able to sit up straight. Just get higher and higher and higher. We're going to take the left hand behind the back and inhale, palm faces inward as we reach the right arm up. Exhale to slowly reach towards those left toes. Inhale, Back up. Use your breath here. Keep moving with your breath. Exhale, slowly reach forward. Inhale, slowly come back up. Keep going. Really lift the heart. Pull that belly in. Try to get the arm alongside the ear. That's it. Last one, reach forward. Grab a hold of the foot with the right hand and release the left hand to join. Now, if the foot's out of reach, you can try reaching for the calf instead or the back of the leg and just lifting up the heart here. Imagining your belly coming forward. If there's no back issues present, try rounding your upper back, letting your upper back go. Let the jaw soften. If you have a strap, you can also use it here. This can help with tight hamstrings, but also with tight shoulders. As you stay in this pose, explore where you're feeling it and send your breath there to soften it. Inhaling in your own time to slowly come back up. Bringing that right knee so that the foot is flat. Coming into a gentle twist the opposite way. So we're not going to twist towards our leg, we're going to twist away from our legs. It's a safer one for the back. You can bring your arm to the inside of that leg if you'd like, the right arm to the inside of the right leg. Left arm can go behind you. Lift the heart here. Make sure your left toes are pointing up and breathe. If you really want to do the other twist, of course you're welcome to, but this is a nice safe one for the back. Breathe here. Soften the shoulders more than you think. Open the mouth, check that you're not clenching with that jaw. And watch for that lifting of the chin. If you feel your chin lifting, you probably don't even notice it because it's a habit and the body's used to it. But see if when you draw your chin down a little bit more and lift up the base of the skull, see if you can feel your whole spine lengthening. That can really help with tension in the back. Maybe looking behind you for one more breath. And then inhaling back to center. Exhaling, releasing. Straighten both legs, take the hands behind. Lift the heart, breathe into that upper chest. Slowly coming up again. Let's bend that left knee, foot flat on the mat. Open the knee out to the side, bringing the foot in close to the groin, putting something under the knee if it's not touching the ground. Right hand goes behind the back of the hand. Left arm reaches up. Inhale here. Exhale, reach forward towards that left toe. That right toe rather. Inhale, slowly lift up. With your breath, exhale, reaching forward. Let your heart come forward. Inhale, slowly coming back up. Move with your breath 2 more times. And then the last one, as you exhale, see if you can reach your toes, then release the right hand around, grab for your foot with both hands or the calf or behind the knee. Inhale, lifting the heart. Exhale, maybe rounding the upper back. Keep your low belly hugging in. You want length in the lower back, but the upper back can round. If you've got a hold of your foot, it will help with the hamstring stretch as long as that leg is straight. You can do that with a strap as well. Find your breath, comfortable edge, sink into it, about 4 more breaths here. Next inhale, when you feel complete, slowly coming back up, bringing that left foot flat on the mat. And as you exhale, opening out towards the right. So the left hand can go to the inside of the left leg. There's an opening for those shoulders. The belly is moving towards the right as well. The right toes are up. Notice what you're feeling here. See if the chin did its reaching thing again, and see what it feels like to bring the palate back and lift the base of the skull. Stay with the sensations, maybe turning to look over the right shoulder. Couple more breaths. Inhaling in your own time to come out of that twist. Stretching the left leg out to join the right, taking your hands behind you, lifting the heart. Breathing into that upper chest. Draw your shoulder blades towards each other. You don't need the head to go back, that can create tension. But keep breathing into the upper chest so that you feel the collarbone moving up. Down on the exhale, up on the inhale. Lift that upper chest. The low back is not arching, just the upper back. Good. And then slowly coming forward, inhaling, and then exhaling, a much earned respite on our backs. Oh, yay. You can draw the knees into the chest if that feels good. Come right into passive rest pose. Feel those hips sinking towards the floor. If you have a blanket or a pillow, you can place it under your neck and turn your whole body to the left so that you're lying entirely on the left side. Roll up a blanket and place it where the head and neck meet. Knees are stacked or there's a pillow between them, and the right palm rests in the left. Inhale to reach the fingers forward and then open all the way out for the full inhale. Exhale to slowly close again. Couple more times like that. Inhale, reach forward. Following the hand with your eyes. Exhale, slowly come back. With your breath. Last one. Open all the way out. If there's back issues, you're going to want to keep the knees fully together, which means your right shoulder may not touch the floor. Reach for a pillow or something you can put under your right arm. The head can look forward, to the left, even the right if that's comfortable. And breathe. The closer you bring your right arm to the body, the less intense of the stretch it is for that right shoulder. Intensity isn't necessarily what we want. We want the body to relax first. We want the body to feel safe. Repeat your intention in your head. And then continue to relax here, lengthening your breath progressively. When you're ready, take a big inhale, and on your exhale, pull your belly in and bring your hands together. Pause for a moment, let your palms rest in each other. Coming onto your back, take a moment. And then coming all the way onto your right side. The knees are stacked about hip height or maybe a little lower. Blanket perhaps under the head. Left hand rests in the right palm. When you're ready, inhale, reach the fingers forward and open them all the way out. Exhale and slowly close. So your movement is the exact length of your breath. The breath is actually a little longer than the movement. So let the breath start and then follow it up with the complete movement. Pause, start the breath again, whether it's the inhale or the exhale, and move so that you're never moving without breath. Let's do that a few more times. When you feel complete, like that left shoulder is pretty open, you can leave the arm out wide, reach for a cushion to put under it. Palm is up. Try not to let that top knee slip back if you have any back issues present. Send your breath all the way through the body. Each breath is a little longer than the previous one. And the body is softening a little more. When you feel complete here, take a big inhale, and on your exhale, slowly close the hands back together. Pause with the hands together, and then make your way into passive rest pose again, moving slowly, paying attention to the body. Feet are hip width apart, heels are close to the buttocks, arms are lengthened alongside the body. Moving bridges, just like at the beginning, but we'll adjust the feet to help stabilize that sacrum after those twists. So when you're ready, inhale, slowly lifting the hips, vertebrae by vertebrae, while the arms reach up. Inner thighs stay parallel. Exhale, slowly lower down, vertebrae by vertebrae, while the arms come back down. Heel toe your feet out as wide as the mat. And again, slowly, inhale starts, reaching up, full length of the inhale into your bridge pose, lifting those hips. Exhale, slowly lowering down, vertebrae by vertebrae, letting the arms come down too. Good. Feet come together. Heels might be slightly apart. Shoulders are broad. When you're ready, inhale, lift those arms again, lifting the hips vertebrae by vertebrae. Exhale, slowly lowering down. And then feet hip width apart. This time, if you'd like, you can keep your hands under you, or you can reach them up again. We're going to stay here for a few breaths. Inhale, slowly come up into your bridge. And if you have your hands under you, draw your shoulders towards each other, not towards the heels. So lift your chest that way. Good. Breathe. When you're ready, on your exhale, slowly lower down. Bringing both knees into the chest for Apanasana. Hands can rest on the shins, the knees are behind the knees. Inhale as the arms straighten. Exhale, pull that low belly in, flatten the back. Draw the chin down slightly as the knees come to the chest. Inhale, straighten the arms. Exhale, pull that belly in firmly. 2 more. Bringing the feet back down. Take a moment in passive rest. And slowly getting ready for Shavasana. Bolsters under the knees, lots of blankets, socks. Getting as comfortable as possible, as cozy as possible. This is where everything that we just did becomes a part of us. If ever you have to leave early, try to give yourself a little Shavasana. The longer, the better. The more of a chance the body has to let go and release all that stored tension. Energy can move better. Once you've found that comfortable position, close the eyes. Make sure your chin isn't jutting up. Maybe a pillow under the head, so the forehead is slightly higher than the chin. Maybe rocking the neck a few times, checking that your low back is lengthened, tucking the tailbone slightly. And drawing the awareness to your breath. Simply observing the breath without participating in it. Feel the body melting. From the feet all the way up the legs to the hips and buttocks. Feel both legs heavy and soft, letting go. Relaxing the entire spine and back from the sacrum, your lower back, all the way up the spine, mid back, upper back, and shoulder blades. Feel your entire back soft, melting onto the floor. Feeling the front of the body from the belly all the way up to the collarbone, even the throat. Feel the front of the body, the front of the torso softening, opening. Relaxing the arms, shoulders, and sides of the neck, all the way down to the fingertips. Letting go of the arm. Coming to the face. Soften the jawline. Soften the lips, the cheeks, the eyes, the space between the eyebrows, the forehead, and the scalp. Feel the entire head softening. The entire body is relaxing from the feet to the head and the heart to the hands. The entire body is letting go. Let go. Let go. Let go. Slowly coming back to your body, deepening the breath, making movements in your own time, wiggling fingers, toes, circling wrists, ankles, drawing the knees in, rocking out the back. Take your time. Eventually come to your side and take a few moments there. And then coming up to a comfortable meditative posture. Checking that the heart is gently lifted, the palate is back, and then allowing the breath to flow freely all the way to the belly. See if you can double your exhale. So, however long it takes to inhale, see if you can double the length of your exhale. This breath can be so relaxing. Let's try that for a minute. Relaxing your effort with the breath. Leaving the hands on the lap or drawing them to heart center. A gratitude practice to just say in your mind a few things that you appreciate. If you can unmute yourself for the Om, if you'd like, feeling this Om vibration within you and all around you. 3 Oms, exhaling first, inhaling. Om.